Hello dear friends and welcome to my channel. My name is Amrita Rani and you are watching The Sweetness of Enlightenment. On this video I'm going to talk about Vipassana practice. And at the end of this video I'm going to guide through a simple Vipassana practice called the two-part formula. Vipassana refers to seeing things as they truly are. The word Vipassana means insight. The next question is, of course, that insight into what? It means that practitioner gains insight into the fact that all phenomena are empty of self. In other words, Vipassana is a practice for seeing through avidya klesha, which is the klesha of ignorance. Eventually, you will notice that there are no self-entity behind emotions and thoughts. So when you are experiencing thoughts or emotions, those are just pure emotions and thoughts. So you are seeing things clearly without the selfing mechanism that is skewing your view in everyday life. I am a tantric practitioner of Amrita Mandala and my Dharma teacher is Amrita Baba. Baba has always said that thoughts and emotions are not the problem. The problem is the selfing mechanism behind these thoughts and emotions. I want to also underline that Vipassana is not just analytical practice. I would say that Vipassana is energetic practice where you investigate the energy that is caused by our selfing mechanism. So all in all, selfing makes us feel unnatural and contracted. So when you are doing Vipassana practice correctly, you are investigating that energy that makes you feel uncomfortable. The energy that you are investigating in Vipassana practice can feel, for example, sticky, gray and dull, or it can feel very impulsive, heated and turbulent. This is the key thing, that even if you feel uncomfortable, you are just staying with that energy. And the moment when you stop resisting the self-based stuff, it starts to release. Your true nature, which is selfless wakefulness, recognizes itself. So when you recognize knowing awareness as the basis of all sensations, and you become aware of those sensations, these energies will dissolve into the natural state, because our natural state is also self-liberating. So this is the beauty of it, that eventually everything is released, everything is liberated. And Guru Rinpoche has said this really beautiful sentence, that know that one thing that liberates everything, that is awareness itself. So when you have that knowing aspect behind all of your sensations, they will be eventually released. When we are in a self-based mode, we are attached to things and we are grasping and we are holding, or the other opposite is that we are pushing things away that we don't like. So it's very simple, that either we are going after things or we are pushing things away. And that causes friction and it feels unnatural. And most of the people can even feel heat in their body, like proper heat, which is uncomfortable. You know, we can have tensions and pain that is going around in our bodies. And this is the selfing mechanism that has taken physical form. So you have to understand that selfing, even though it's happening in our minds, it also affects to our bodies, and it can cause even illnesses. The root cause of our suffering is the notion of I. So we are identifying with the notion of I, and we think that that is our true nature. Vipassana practice starts with the basics. So we have to first get awakened so that we can continue Vipassana practice correctly. So in the beginning, you have to just focus that you get awakened. So if you want to do Vipassana practice and if you want to reach emptiness in this lifetime, you have to first get awakened. Okay, so I told you that when you get awakened, you cut through the subject self. But after that, there are also object selves in our mind stream. Because we are attached to mind objects, thoughts and emotions, there is still selfing happening in our mind stream. And when you progress even more, you finally come to a point where you see only this foggy layer at the end of your aura, which is obscuring the direct recognition of your natural state. And that gray, foggy, misty layer is actually your substrate mind. So that is the selfing before it takes form. In Amrita Mandala, we have really precious tantric techniques so that we can cut through even the subtlest layers of selfing. As I promised, now we will continue to this simple Vipassana practice that is called the two-part formula. In Amrita Mandala, we use this method for generating awakening. So in two-part formula, we have two modes. The first is selfless mode, and the second mode is self-based mode. Before we start the actual practice, please make sure that you are sitting in an upright position. You can close your eyes. Relax. Just feel your body first. It's important to relax your eyes. So bring your attention to your eyes. When we relax our eyes, the searching mode stops. The answer is already in you, so you don't have to search anything. Relax energies behind the eyes. When you are relaxing, you allow energies flow freely. Do not hold anything back. The grossest sense of self is in the head space, behind the eyes, also in the jaws and throat. So it's very beneficial to relax your jaws properly. And if you are a beginner, it can be helpful that you stretch your jaw open. So you can look how I do it. And relax. And you can repeat that. You can open your jaw and relax. Do not bite your teeth together. It's good to have a little gap between your upper and lower teeth. When the tensions start to release, observe what is found at the place of the tensions. What is left over? Can you sense increased openness? Can you sense increased clarity? Once more, relax your head, tongue, gums, ears, forehead, back of the skull, completely surrender. Relax once more your throat. Imagine that you are opening doors and windows in a house so that fresh air can come in. When you relax your head and your whole body, it is easy to recognize open awareness at the place of your tensions. And now recognize the knowing aspect of your enlightened mind. you are effortlessly aware of sounds, sensations in the body, and in this recognition, there is no self-entity. Your direct sensory perception happens automatically without the notion of I. So this is the selfless mode. It feels natural and frictionless. In this selfless clarity, there is no grasping or holding. One really important quality of our natural state is aliveness. So you feel this beautiful aliveness inside your body. This aliveness is the source of all the good qualities of our true nature. Love, compassion, joyfulness. It is a great relief to recognize your true nature. It feels like coming home. The search is over. Very good. Now we will establish the second mode, which is the self-based mode. And we will use I affirmation so that we can look at the selfing caused by subject self and directly investigate it. So now, when you have this knowing awareness at the background, say to yourself, I, me, mine. So we purposefully bring up the notion of I so that we can investigate it. You can do the I affirmation again. I, me, mine. mine. Say it so that you really mean what you say. And now just observe what comes up, what sensations, energies, you are looking at the root cause of your existential suffering. If you are now sensing uncomfortable energies, you are just investigating it. Allow energies be as they are. Do not push it away. You can be actually quite grateful if you feel the self-based energies strongly, because now you have seen what the subject self does when we identify with it. There's friction because it is not our true self. Remember that there is a knowing awareness at the basis of all sensations, and this is a safe place for you to observe these energies. Little by little, when you just allow these energies to be, they start to dissolve into the natural state. So if you repeat these two modes, eventually you cut through the notion of I and you get awakened. When awakening happens, the first bhumi opens behind your eyes. That is the first awakening that happens on the path of wisdom and clarity. Now you can drop the practice and see how you feel. I recommend that you read Amrita Baba's ebook that is called A Handbook of Awakening. You can find that ebook at our homepage, amritamandala.com. I hope that this video was very beneficial for you and you enjoyed the practice despite of the heavy sensations. But this is the beginning for you to get awakened and be liberated in this lifetime. I wish you the best of luck and I hope to see you on my next video. Bye!